Hi guys, I'm Annie Fox. I work for Wychock Real Estate. I'm one of the top producers here. I also teach for the Downtown Real Estate Academy. I also own a photography studio, Photos by A Fox. I have some rental investments as well, so I know that side of things. And I look forward to helping you. Before becoming a realtor, I worked for a loan company. I was over their quality assurance team, back office, and call center. And I really enjoyed that type of work. But once I got out, I had a good friend who had started to do real estate, and I figured, why not? I had actually just purchased my first home myself, and I figured, why not give it a shot? I have a business background and a marketing background, so I thought it might fit well with what I wanted to do. My favorite thing about working with home buyers is the way they get to view the homes and see themselves into it. In the home itself, they are it's very new and exciting. It's a way that they can, a lot of times they're talking about raising a family in there or starting a new life, a married couple, especially first-time home buyers. First-time home buyers are fantastic to work with. Like I said, it's just brand new. It's exciting. Having a pre-approval is probably my number one suggestion, because not only does it help you to understand what you can afford, it also makes sure that you can, purchase a home. If I always say to my clients that if you love the home, somebody else is going to love it as well. So if you're not pre-approved, then you risk the chance of losing that perfect home, whether it be your first home, your second home, whatever it is. You definitely risk that without being pre-approved. One of the biggest myths I think renters believe in, and even people who haven't bought a house in a long time, is that you need 20% down. There is a ton of programs out there through lenders themselves and through the cities that offer buyers some grants. They're not even, some of them you don't even have to pay back, that allow you to put as little as 0% down on your home, and you could finance some of your closing costs as well. So you could potentially get into a house bringing nothing to the table. I could certainly help you get a pre-approval. I have many lenders that I work with for all different walks of life, whether, again, it's your first time buying it, you're looking for a second home, you're looking for a commercial building. I have a multitude of lenders that could finance almost anybody from start to finish. The most important advice I could give you is to understand your finances, understand what you can afford, and making sure that it's in the realm of what you want. And also to, I'd say a backup to that then is also deciding where you want to be, because that is an important decision, and it will definitely turn into a long-term investment and potential future income. I feel like a renter should reach out to me because I believe education is key. I like to sit down with my buyers beforehand and understand what their main goal is in purchasing a home, along with what they're looking for in a house, and teach them about what they're going to experience from start to finish. I think the more you know, the better you are, and that if you come to me, I'm going to go through the contract with you, I'm going to go through the steps, I'm going to keep you informed through the entire process, because as I said in the beginning, education is just key. Working with sellers, my favorite thing is probably I actually get to use my degree. I have a master's in marketing, and along with also my photography as well. I get to highlight houses, and I get to work with and utilize my skills in the best manner. Each marketing strategy is a little bit different. It depends on the home itself. It depends on who I'm working with. There's a multitude of different types of sellers, whether it be from estates to investors to somebody who's lived in a home for 30 years. So my marketing strategy changes from time to time. I think the best thing is to just highlight the home itself and what it has to offer. Even if it's dated, there's ways that you could show value in that home to make it so that way it sells at top dollar and quickly. Pricing a home correctly is, in my opinion, one of the biggest ways to get a house sold, obviously fastest and at the top dollar. When a house sits on the market and becomes stale, it actually lowers the value of the home. I like to use a comparative market analysis, or what we call CMA. in order to price that home. I look at the relative homes around the area that have sold, different features. Most of the time I've been in the homes that have sold already. I like to go out and check out new homes, even if I don't have necessarily a buyer for them, just so that I could get an idea of different layouts, different pricing, and I keep an eye on the market to make sure to see where that house actually ends up being, so that way if I have a future home, I know where to price it right. Highlighting the homes, it's a lot of times it comes down to the photography. Making sure you pull out the best qualities of the home, and also finding like quirks, little interesting pieces. And I don't mean quirks in a bad way. There's been some homes that are in our area, obviously, are hundreds of years old or 100 years old, and they have some really cool features about them. So calling those little features out, calling what you could easily update, things like that will add value to the home, or calling out features that have been updated. Brand new roofs, things like that, obviously add a ton of value to home buyers. Northeast PA is probably one of the best places to buy. We have a huge industrial area and a huge rental market in general. Not even just industrial. We have a lot of hospitals around here that, we have residents and stuff like that are looking for short-term stays. And those type of renters are probably one of the top-notch people that you could get in there. They're going to pay top dollar. They're going to usually keep the house in a really good shape. And you're going to end up with a really good investment property there. So we have a ton of that. We have a ton of schools as well. So the rental market for renting out rooms, room by room, King's College, Misericordia, things like that. It's also a very good area to do that as well. And your return on investment is probably one of the highest you'll see in most of the United States. My favorite thing about investors is there's no emotional attachment. It's all about numbers. And I do appreciate numbers. Having some rentals myself, I kind of understand where the numbers need to lie. And it's more of, does it make sense financially for them versus necessarily falling in love with the house. And even on the selling side, it's the same thing. They care more about their numbers, and it's more of a number game than it is actually an emotional attachment to the home. Every house I get into, every sale I get into, it's that I treat it as if I was purchasing or I was selling. I think that's a very important aspect, and you want somebody who sees it as important as you do.